Hi there, Miranda Alt here with Keller Williams Success Real Estate, the Miranda Alt team with your Monday market update for Monday, March 13th, 2023. Thanks so much for watching. A quick look at your McHenry County numbers for the last 7 days. We had 144 new listings come on the market. We had 139 go under contract. Now, that is the first time that we've had less homes going under contract than we've had new listings in a while. So that's a good sign a little bit. We had 66 closed sales. We only had 20 price changes. We have 1 expired and 44 currently on the private network. So we are in the spring market. We have seen showings are up, open houses are up. All of the things that are indicating the spring market are there, but we still have extremely low inventory. You know, I did a Google search this morning on real estate news, and there was all kinds of information saying prices are coming down and it's a good time to buy, and it's, you know, a better, you're going to have more affordability. And I don't know where they're getting those numbers, because that's just not simply what I'm seeing. What I am seeing in our local market, when I'm out showing properties this past weekend and there's multiple offers and highest and best being called for all over the place, I don't see an opportunity to get a good deal on anything. Now, I do know that interest rates have gone up over the last 3 weeks. They're up around 7%, which is not what people want to see, but we have to keep in mind that that is historically low. The historical average is 8%. So we're still below that number. We do anticipate mortgage rates coming down May 10th. But ever since about November, we've been right about in the same ballpark, you know, sixes, low sixes to 7. That's pretty much where we've hung out since November. In October, they were higher than that. They were over 7% in October. And same with September is when they started to creep up. But last year, when we started the year at 3%, 3.5%, those numbers are never coming back. When I talk to people and they say, oh, I think I'm going to wait, I want to wait another year, I'm going to rent another year. You don't want to see the math, what it's going to cost you to rent another year. Prices are going to continue to go up because we still have extremely low inventory. We talk about this over and over again. Economics 101, supply and demand. When supply is low and demand is high, prices are going to go up. We see prices holding steady across McHenry County. The February numbers are in now in the MLS, the MRED system, which is what I use to pull all these numbers. Crystal Lake, the median sales price is $325, which is up 8.3% year over year. So this time last year, it's up 8%. Lake in the Hills is at $301,000. That's up 10% year over year. Algonquin is at $342,000 is their median sales price. That's up 12% year over year. And Barrington is $591,000, up 4.6%. So we're seeing some of those higher end listings. Those are not increasing as much as the $300,000 to $400,000. $300,000 to $400,000 is the prime point that most people want in this area. So that's going to have more demand, and that's going to increase our low supply, because we might have more of those homes, but we also have more buyers in that price point as well. So we don't anticipate inventory getting any better. So the fact that we have higher interest rates, maybe that's a good thing. We're keeping some people out of the market, and so that we can maybe make a little bit of headway in that inventory problem. We've got a supply in Crystal Lake is 1.2 months supply. Remember, we talk about the fact that a fair and balanced market is 4 to 6 months supply. Anything under 4 months supply is going to be a seller's market. Anything over 6 is going to be a buyer's market. We've been holding out in a seller's market for the last number of years. Actually, I believe since about 2014, we've been in a seller's market, not as much some of those years as we are right now. We had a 3.5 month supply in 2016, and now we're down to 1.2 in Crystal Lake. In Lake in the Hills, we have only 0.8 month supply. That is up actually 14% from this time last year. In Algonquin, we only have 1 month supply, which ironically is up 42% from last year. So we have double the inventory, but it's still not enough. In Barrington, we have a 2.2 month supply, which is actually steady. There's been no change from this month last year to this month this year. So we are seeing a low inventory issue that is continuing. We're seeing interest rates that are still up in the near 7. I have one buyer that got a pre-approval yesterday for 7.25. So those interest rates are tough to swallow. It's making affordability more difficult for people. Obviously, if you're getting a 7% interest rate, you're not going to be able to afford as much than if you were getting a 3% interest rate. But if you're waiting, let me just sort of get back to what we're always talking about. Regardless of what the market is doing, your life situation has to be more important than the economics. Now, you don't want to be an idiot about the economics, but if you need a bigger house, you're buying a bigger house. If you need, and you can afford it. Let's say your income has gone up a lot over the last 5 years that you've been living in your house. And now all of a sudden you can afford a lot bigger house than you could before, and you had a couple more kids and it's getting a little tight and you really would like that bigger home. Don't sit around waiting for interest rates to come down before you make a better decision for your family. That's not gonna make you very happy. Same thing, I was talking to somebody today about retiring. If you're retiring and you don't need to be in Illinois anymore and you really don't like the winter and you want to move to Florida, just because you're locked in at that 2.5% rate on your current home, don't not move to Florida because you don't want to pay a 7% interest rate. That's silly. Interest rates will come down eventually and you will refinance when that happens. I was talking to my preferred lender just now, and he was saying that he doesn't see interest rates coming down below 6 anytime this year, potentially until the end of December 2023. Now, nobody knows. Barry Habib, I mention all the time, he thinks that we are going to be in the 5s after May 10th. Now, Barry Habib has won the the Crystal Ball Award for the last 3 years from Zillow for most accurately predicting the future, but he doesn't always get it 100% right. He usually gets it close. So maybe we won't make it all the way to the 5s, but maybe we'll get back down to 6.25 by the end of May. So let's hope that interest rates improve. However, with low inventory, I don't know that better interest rates are going to be doing us any favors. We've got a competitive market out there. Every home that I show to my buyers has multiple offers. Yesterday, I asked an agent, I said, well, how many offers do you have? He said, too many. His answer was too many. I said, well, how many? He said, I don't know, too many. So that's the current housing market. We have houses selling very rapidly. So if you're a seller, you don't have to buy something else. This is a great time to be a seller. You are gonna get what you want for your house. If you're a buyer, it's still better than renting. I cannot hammer that home enough. If you're a renter, you're paying 100% interest, okay? Forget 7%, you're paying 100% interest. So if you are a renter, you definitely need to buy something rather than renting. If you're living at mom and dad's house and you're okay staying there for another year, probably okay, maybe wait it out. Let's see what happens next year. We might have some more inventory. We might have lower interest rates, but there's no way to know. And how much equity would you have lost out on? So if you've got money and you can put it into a home, and you can start making some equity, because obviously prices are up 8% just from this time last year. So can you make some money on a house over the next 12 months? Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Oh, another thing I'm hearing people saying, everything's overpriced. I don't want to overpay for a house. Let me tell you something. When you look at the spread and you look at the number and you look at the data shows that on an average annual appreciation of 4%, from when we started keeping track of this stuff back in the 80s, and I'm sure the National Association of Realtors has been around longer than that. I'm sure they kept track of numbers before that. But when I look at the numbers back from, the 80s and an annual 4% appreciation, we are right on track. Our numbers are not that high from where they should be at a 4% annual appreciation, especially in the Midwest, because you have to remember we did not recover during after the Great Recession. Our prices here did not fully recover until 2020. So we are right on track where we should be of an annual appreciation of 4% year over year over a long-term span. Most people live in their homes 7 to 10 years. So buying your home over the next 10 years, you will definitely make your 4% a year, and you have a nice home that you actually want. So don't let the economics dictate your life. Do what's right for you. If your motivation is to get a bigger home, get a smaller home, move out of state, you got a new job, you're going to still need to move. And those are the things that motivate us when we're looking at homes anyway. So I'm Miranda Alt with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. We're supposed to see the sun tomorrow. That's going to be great. Let's hope that happens. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.